And we just, last week was May 15th, which is the day of the Nakba, and everybody knows what is the Nakba is. This is the Holocaust of the Palestinian people. This is the day where the Palestinian people's life had changed forever. Now, I know the Arab leaders have so many names to their defeats, Nakba, Naksa, Thagra, and this is the biggest one of all. And last week, there was a group of people, peace-loving, anti-Zionist groups, went to the federal building and commemorating the Nakba Day. So we'll take that piece and take a short break. We'll come back. Assalamu alaikum and God bless you all.
Will not end until we demand as Americans.
This is such an important one, though. This is just, it's over a 60-year occupation and continued stealing of the lands. It's outrageous.
Parts that you did not hear about. You get to hear it if you're outside the U.S., but this country is so controlled by the Israeli lobby. You never got to hear the part about him telling her in a really fierce, blunt way, what the hell is the big deal? That's how we said it. In Israel, we treat blacks like dogs. It's just the way it is. And it's sad that the U.S. media not one time replayed that part of the audio clip. I'm a Palestinian American. I've lived here my whole life. This is the Al-Nakba protest. This is the anniversary of when Israel took over Palestine.
What year was that?
That was 1948. Israel didn't simply just become a state. They displaced 750,000 Palestinians when that happened. Small towns, one of them, for example, called Deir Yassin. It's been noted in many books written by Jewish professors themselves, like Professor Norman Finkelstein, Noam Chomsky. They wrote about the Al-Nakba, which towns like Deir Yassin and other towns, people didn't simply get asked to leave. Israeli soldiers simply just entered these towns and killed men, women, and children, elder men.
Free, free! Palestine! 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 Free, free! Palestine!
The untold horrors of 1948 are still largely denied by Israel, and what's worse is that the injustices have continued to this day. As the world's largest open-air prison, with its inhabitants living under constant siege. John Kerry came under fire a couple weeks ago for using the A word in talking about Israel, and while he quickly apologized and said that it was best left out of the discussion, the point is the Palestinians have been saying this all along. So let me say this loud and clear for everyone. Israel is an apartheid state.
Some of you know me. My name is Sylvia Schwartz. I'm with the Minnesota Break the Bonds campaign and the International Jewish Anti-Zionist Network. And Minnesota Break the Bonds campaign is working to divest Minnesota from its investments in Israel bonds. A little over 66 years ago, a 3-year-old boy was forcibly expelled from his home in Jaffa, Palestine, joining the 750,000 Palestinian refugees of 1948. These people were never allowed to return to their homes in contradiction to international law. This little boy grew up in Lebanon, made his way to Minnesota, where I met him and married him. Now's the time for all of us who believe in real peace with justice to increase the pressure on the Israeli government to end apartheid, to end colonialism, to end its racist policies, and to end human rights abuses.
In the early morning of Tuesday, October 22nd of 2013, Rasmia Odeh was arrested by Homeland Security at her home in Chicago. She was charged with unlawful procurement of naturalization, an allegation based on answers she gave on a 20-year-old immigration application. Rasmia Odeh grew up in Palestine during Nakba. Her and her family were forcibly removed from their home in Jerusalem when she was just a baby.
This political system wants us to believe that Israel is a defender of freedom and democracy, when in reality, Israel is the modern apartheid state. End apartheid now! Thank you.
But don't be scared, and make sure you keep waking up and letting people know that if you don't stand up and you don't go ahead and wake up and speak up for your right, this country will be taken down. Too soon it'll be called the United States of Israel.
Systematic genocide has obliterated the victims from the mind, forced ethnic cleansing, and stole fertile land from her mother nature. Someone once told me, "How dare you compare this to the Holocaust?" I bit my tongue and rolled the words back in all the tight places. They were too tough to swallow, so I held them with quivering fingers and placed them in my eyes. Maybe if I look at him hard enough, he'll understand.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
We stand in solidarity with Palestinian people in the struggle against the continuing Nakba, killings, evictions, transfers, imprisonments, and daily humiliation.
That was the Nakba Day here by the Federal Building here in downtown Minneapolis. A lot of peace-loving people there. And that piece was done by Bill Storms, our good friend there, and good-hearted. He's still kicking. Thank you, Bill. Now we're back here with Mahmoud Abdelrahman. He is Executive Director of Minnesota Somali Chamber of Commerce. You know, as you were saying, that the Somali by nature and culture independent. You know, from nomad culture, people want to be independent, carry whatever they need with them. And so tell us, what are the, I know they are big in cab business, and we have some issue with that, but now they are predominantly providing huge service at the airport, whatever. What else is there? What are other business that the Somali like to get into?
The Somalians, in terms of, they are into the small businesses or SMEs or small businesses, something that they can start as a small individual or as a family businesses. And they are all over the businesses exactly. If I tell you some of them, or by example, they are in the tax driving businesses.
The what?
Tax drivers. Tax drivers.
Yes.
Exactly. Cab drivers.
Cab drivers.
Which is under the transportation businesses.
Course,
some of them they go to they have restaurants. Some of them has got, like ladies, they have beauty salons. Some of the guys, they have dealers.
Safari restaurants is
Safari is a very prominent business.
I mean, it's not just a restaurant. It's a culture. It's
exactly.
A center. It's
exactly.
Wedding halls.
Wedding halls. Yeah, they have the banquet hall.
And
it's
events, social events.
Exactly. Like Afro Deli.
Yeah.
Also, it's a Somalian business. Owned by Abdelrahman Isa Kahin, a very prominent. Normal. It's not like only businesses for those guys. Yeah. They also have a very outreach. Mainstream customers.
Yeah.
And so you can see like that is the. Restaurant business. Some of them they have got dealers. They sell for cars, automobiles, and some of them they have got gas stations. Some of them they have healthcare business.
When you go to the mall, Caramel Mall.
Yes.
It's everything. It's
everything.
Rich
grocery shops.
Yeah.
All everything.
Tailor, money transfer,
exactly.
banking, computer.
Exactly.
It's really fascinating, and how you look at it, you just the products and goods peeling on each other. You don't know where the store begins or ends. So it's like communal things.
And now, even the mall was only 2 malls, and now it has expanded to 1 more adjacent third mall in Caramel, and 24 also. It has got another big mall there, and we have almost 7 or 5 small malls in Cedar Riverside, and as well as the Lake Street and.
So it's not just business. They introduce their culture.
Yes.
You go to talk to them. The lady sitting in their closing
exactly.
shop.
We do businesses, but also we bring our culture, Somalian culture, and our own ways of entrepreneurs getting into the business, and also some of our businesses they have. Innovatively created new products. Maybe you heard Saudi garment sauce. Did you hear that, lady?
The lady that does
the sauce.
the sauce?
Yes, she
yes,
created a sauce
yeah.
and became a prominent now.
Yeah.
I mean, her sauce you can find it in the Cape food, the organic shops.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I know her when it was small. I was just trying to.
Now it's
Yeah,
now she
big.
became a little bit more.
Yeah.
She's grabbing more to the market, and her product now you can find it from some of the organic shops, Cape food, all kind of things. So you can see that although the community is in Minnesota for maybe 20, 25 years, I mean, in terms of business-wise, we are getting grower and grower and grower, and our business have started only for Somalian businesses, but now integrated society of Minnesota.
Mainstream now.
Mainstream more. So, and we are going to get bigger and bigger.
I like the place, the Carmel Mall, called the Hewala. People.
Hewala, yes, that
People's
is
lining up. What is about? Is this traditional?
the sweet Hewala, yes, exactly. That's
but
called
the way he does
Kurahlo.
is fascinating.
Yes,
and he
exactly.
said it was a cup.
Yes, and you know that brand itself in the community, you can find almost more than almost everybody in Minnesota is a very famous that brand. Everybody, if you ask like Kurahlo, they know everybody. It shows that halwa. It shows that even the Somalians coming out from other U.S. states, everybody when it's coming here, they say like, oh, buy one halwa from Kurahlo. So you can see like we are very kind of, I mean, interdependent, know each other. Like, I mean, our business is the one for prominent businesses. They are also already attracting business from outside.
But one of the prominent business, trucking, that's something I didn't know about this.
Oh, yeah.
Why does Somali get into trucking business?
Yes, trucking, as you said,
it's a big investment.
Very big investment.
Yeah.
And the Somalians, lately, I mean, it's not only now, but for the last 15 years, Somalians were getting more into the trucking business. And mainly it's two reasons. One is, I know it's very rough job. It's not easy job when you are driving from here to another
state. It's a very lonely job.
Very
on a road,
very
and
rough.
You are a communal, calling your family all the time.
Exactly. But I myself, my main business is trucking.
Oh.
I've had a trucking company called Cadeh Trucking, and I run for trucks for 8 states. We pick up freight or whole freight from Minnesota to Tennessee or Georgia, from Florida to Pennsylvania or Maryland to Iowa or Wisconsin.
So what are you hauling? What are you?
General freight, what they call for freight of all kinds.
Okay.
General commodities.
You didn't need the refrigeration or anything?
No, we don't need for refrigeration. We just haul for dry products like equipment, kitchen materials, roll papers.
And who's your customer?
We have
resident or business.
We work with brokers, and we get the loads from like the biggest broker we use is called C.H. Robinson. By the way, it's from Edinburgh.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, the biggest company that a broker they call a third-party logistics, a broker that is in between the carriers like us and the shippers. So that means it's like a market. We go and look for loads from there, get a load, and then we just pick the load from here. They will pay us within 3-4 days after we deliver and send the papers. So it's a very kind of interesting business, but it's very, it's not easy. It's very rough.
No.
But in terms
it became very sophisticated. Like I'm sure that logistics center, use a very sophisticated way to make sure
exactly.
efficient.
By the way, we have huge number of community. I can say probably more than 500-700 to almost 1,000 Somali truckers here in
really?
Minnesota. Oh yes, we are huge number of truckers here, and also we have huge number in Somalians in Columbus, Ohio. More than 1,000 also is there.
This is something American.
Exactly.
You haven't done it back home.
Oh no, I mean
something new here.
New here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Appreciate it for your time.
Mahmoud Abdelrahman, and the Executive Director of Minnesota Somali Chamber of Commerce, and he is in the trucking business too. So we'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum. God bless you all.